All right, welcome to Train Sim World 6 Journey Mode Roulette. Nabil, thank you very much for the bit, my man, coming in hard. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you have been enjoying your travels. Anyone else that's currently tuned in, you're all very welcome as well, of course. Hope you are doing well. I've got my camera back in my preferred position. I don't know how it was for you guys from your perspective, but I think, in all honesty, I prefer it. I think I prefer it here. I just feel like it was not awkward, maybe a little bit awkward, but I don't know. It felt a little bit disconnected. I feel like having me way up there. So yeah, I'm happy to have changed it back. We are once I find myself on third rails, gonna get the wheel spinning. I'll be honest, I accidentally span it and I got New York to Trenton, which, with it being a route I haven't played in so long, I honestly would not have minded at all. And it's funny because I recently saw someone on the forum calling it. Well, I'll paraphrase. It said it was a buggy mess. I don't remember it being a buggy mess. So unless it's become like much worse over time, then I don't know. Um, but yeah, I don't think it was too bad, man. But I did think, that would have been that would have been a cool one. That would have been a cool one. I would have been happy to do that one. It looks more professional. Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree, Nabil. I think I'm inclined to agree, boss. Um, I don't know. You're always traveling. I don't know. Oh, this isn't good, is it? Um, I don't know, bro. I feel like you're always traveling, wherever, whenever, however. Don't worry. I'm not spying on you. I promise. I ain't got time to be spying on people on the weekend. Right. Something decent. Something pretty flipping good. How about it? How about it? LP45DP. Okay. Hmm. This is an interesting one because it's fairly new. It's not revisiting. I say fairly new. It's pretty much very new. So we won't be revisiting some old school classic forgotten route journey mode. Por favor. Um, Morristown. Morristown line. I wonder if I've got my screen too close. I think we should be good. Okay, so there is a journey mode for that. We've got one scenario to do, which we'll probably start with that. And then another chapter that's got two other scenarios, and then the regular runs. I'm just going to go in order. So we'll start with that. Oh, you can't even see, my bad. My bad. Okay, let's get rid of that. So, as I was saying, we've got two chapters left to do. One that just has a scenario, and the second one with a few other services. They're all quite lengthy, to be honest. Well, this is only 20 minutes long. But apart from that, they're all roughly around an hour. Some a little bit less, some a little bit more. Hello, Dommy. Why is that funny? I don't want to uninstall the 423 mod. Oh yeah, you reminded me of that. I personally, because I feel like the new one, the repaints, is the beginning of, like, there's good. It seems like there's gonna be more. It seems like the Stuttgart and the Kern 423s are the beginning of something, new, especially with like the Ebula screen somewhat functionality. It looks like things are coming on that front. So personally, as much as it would suck, it really, I don't know, for me, sounds are very, very important. So going from realistic sound to no longer having a realistic sound would really, really suck. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it would make sense to get rid of the sound. Or what you could do is wait for what more is coming from those modders, and then judge off that. And for now, keep those sounds. It depends where you're going to drive, I guess. Hello, Dommy. Here you are with your dark humor. Nice. It's been a while since we've had you here. I feel like in your full capacity. Simro has dragged you back to the autism room. Welcome. How was your exams? Have you still got any, or like are you good now? You got me thinking, Nabil. You know, you got me thinking. I don't need to worry about it right now, to be honest. I just hope when I do encounter probably a crash because of it, I clock onto it, and I'm not trying to like remove all my mods one by one to figure out what could be causing the problem. Anywho, Twin Peaks 45-minute service. Drive a double-headed test service for the new ALP 45 DP locomotives. The only thing I don't like about these locos is how they work with the safety system. The safety systems seem to want you to brake quite hard, and that's fine if you're driving like an M7 or an M9 on Long Island Railroad. But I found with this train, it takes ages for the brake to kind of release, like come off. And so you've slowed down so much more than what you wanted to do in the first place. Welcome to Hoboken. Today we'll be driving a pair of new ALP 45 DP locomotives on a test run up to Summit. You'll be testing both electric and diesel modes on this run. To get started, speak to the engineer waiting by the locomotives. Alright, bro. Oh, I've got real weather on, you know. And usually I'll turn it off for scenarios, but this is gorgeous. So I'm not going to turn it on. Hello, boss. Hey, you must be the engineer they sent over to test out the new locos. I've parked them up just over there for you. Head on over when you're ready. Just over there? Are you talking about the one right here, boss? I mean just over there. You've broken me out of my immersion. Right, safety systems on first and foremost. Where are they? Here. Like, part of me wants to leave them off, but you know I can't do that. You know I just can't do that. Do we have anything fun or exciting over here? What's all of this? Wipers, aircon, and that is about it. The bell and something else, which apparently we don't really need. What's that ringing? Front headlights to bright. Where are my light settings? Oh. I don't feel like they need to be on bright. I wonder what they do in reality. Because surely there's no need. There we go. Surely there's no need to have the headlights on bright during the day. Surely. Is it just the locomotives? It literally is, okay. So don't need to worry about turn gauge lights on. Yeah, bright. And then usually I'll have them on dim in the evening. Anything else here to worry about? Not really. Are the tail lights on at the other end? They're not. See? This is the problem. This is the problem with this game. One of the problems is that I needed... One of the problems is that they're off in the first place, but also the fact that I needed to check because I had a feeling that they were going to be off. Oh, ATC is... Why is ATC red? Non-cab... Non-cab what? Tour. Okay, why is ATC red? It makes me think it's off, but I thought I turned everything on. I'm going to do it by keybinds. Okay. Okay, it's just red for whatever reason. Okay, cool. I think I'd rather use my controller or keyboard. I think independent brake is what I'm going to be using for this journey. I'll stick to keyboard for now. And then if I want to sort of just kick back and chill, I'll whip out the controller. The default sound compared to the sound mod is atrocious. That's what makes it difficult. So the question I guess for you would be, what's worse? To have the sound be as bad, like what would be worse? The default sound or the default livery? They went, well, nice one, Domi. So have you got your results already, or are you waiting for them? She said the brakes were okay. The dialogue between like NPC characters. Number one, there's not enough dialogue between yourself and NPCs. I feel like back in TSW2 days, especially, there was quite a bit of it. And, you know, being on the railway, there's gonna be a lot of communication, especially in a scenario, right, where things are gonna be a little bit maybe odd or strange. You're gonna be in interesting situations. Then there's especially a reason to have more dialogue. Oh yeah, excuse me. I'm gonna turn my HUD, sorry, the track monitor signals back on because I can't do US. I cannot do US signaling. Where would it be? Next signal aspects, I believe. Yes. I ain't got a clue what any of these things mean, man. Hello, Mark Moss. How you doing? Waiting for results. Okay, good luck, my man. You seem quite positive about it. You feel positive about it, so it's a good sign. Although, I found when I was in school, anytime I felt like I did really well in a test, it turned out I didn't. And it was like so consistent that I would even, if I finished a test and I felt good about it, I would get worried. So it's like I could never really be at peace after doing a test, because if I feel like I've done well, I get worried. And then if I feel like I didn't do well, I'm worried. So also here we are in February of 2026, and the light baking on the pantographs in these tunnels still hasn't been properly done. Like, how difficult could it be to do them and then implement it in a quick update? Like, how difficult could that be? This was a core route for the game. If someone was introduced to TSW through 6, this is the first thing they're going to be seeing. This is going to be their first experience, which, to be fair, may not necessarily be a bad thing. It's an honest introduction, if we're being real. I wondered why there was quite a good sound in this logo, since you never heard it. I don't know, man. For me, if it's a train I don't know, or a train I've never heard in reality, be it in real life or I don't know what problem it has. Did it emergency brake me? I guess it wants me to stay at 15. Where's my oh no, it's 20, right, it's there. Okay, I just completely ignored that. But we'll put up to 15 and then just hang there anyway. We've got a 15 coming up. Yeah. For me, if a train sounds somewhat, believable, and I don't know what it sounds like in reality, I'm good. The problem comes from knowing what the train should sound like, and then you end up being super nitpicky, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, ultimately, you would expect, as they've brought the real train in, for it to sound like the real train. But yeah, I feel like with TSW, it's more of a thing of you get what you get, be happy. And if you don't want to be happy about it, that is your own problem to deal with. That's why, even as Nabil was saying, the default sound for the 423 is atrocious. Even him telling me that, it's like, okay, so now I know it doesn't sound right, but for me it's believable. So I'm good. I guess to a degree, to a degree. Not saying that it's good enough, because ultimately, again, it's a sim, so something like sounds should be on point. But I can live with it. Also, these speed limits are quite annoying. Like, what is the need to limit it to 30? This should be easily, unless we're going to move over to the left, which we're not. There should easily be a 40 or a 50 at least, man. Like, we've got 75 coming up, and I can't imagine where the 75 is. It's too different from where we are now. Anywho. Let's give it a crack, man. What, because of the safety systems, Domi, or because of the silly, strange speed limits? Talking of US speed limits, the Long Island Railroad one comes to mind. I don't remember what terminus it is, but one of the terminuses, you're on the way there, and is it like, 5 miles per hour, I think, if I remember correctly, that you're traveling at for like a good 5 or 10 minutes? 5 miles per hour, there's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it. It's just dumb. They're very strange in the US about how they treat regulations and safety and stuff like that. Like, they made life difficult for Dovetail and wouldn't allow the license to be in the game unless safety systems were forced on to try and, stop people, I guess, hijacking trains. But they're not going to actually change the security of their trains to stop them being hijacked. Like, it's not because of TSW that people in New York are just stealing and driving trains or surfing them. And I'm not quite sure on that section of the Long Island Railroad, like, why the limit is so slow for so long, but I guarantee there's not actually a need for it to be so. Speed limits are slow. I mean, it just depends, really. Like, here we're okay, right? On New York to Trenton, with the SLR, you can drive a long way at 140, I think, 145 miles per hour. You've got some freight routes that are decent. You can get up to like 75 miles per hour, I think, on some of the freight routes. But dare I say, the majority of them do take some patience when going at them. And I wouldn't mind if here and there, we had to deal with stuff like that, if it made sense. That's completely understandable, Nabil, honestly. That's completely understandable. I don't actually know where it is off the top of my head. But I wonder, and the way I play, I tend to just like at the time that I check the spawn list, I'll take whatever spawns, at that time. And I've got no idea. Like, yeah, cool. I know this train goes from Warsaw to Katowice, for example, or from Łódź to Warsaw. Cool. But I don't know exactly what I will find in my way, right? Whether it's in terms of technical stops, speed limits, whatever it may be. And I just wonder, if I did know, would I be picky about what I drive? I don't know. I don't think so, I think a lot of the experiences, and I had a similar conversation on the forum recently, but I think a lot of the experiences that are, let's say, to make it simple, not fun. See, look, full application, and I'm thinking, and it's not going quiet, and I don't know at what point, like the train is happy. I don't know how much brake I have to apply for the train to be happy. Sometimes it will tell you, other times it won't, and you're sort of just left guessing. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like where in train sims, taking train sims as a specific example, there are a lot of boring, and it's very subjective. What's boring for someone might not be boring for somebody else. But when you do boring tasks, I'm actually okay with that, because it's as per reality, right? Like sometimes I've done in the past 4-5 hour drives on Eurotruck. That drive time is not too far off what an actual truck driver would be doing in reality. And for a lot of people, that would be boring, right? Like 80% highways for 5 hours. But I'm playing this particular title, whatever it may be, Eurotruck, Train Sim World, Classic, whatever. I'm playing that particular title because I want to emulate a certain part of reality. So if there was like a mission that was super boring on GTA, and it was driving a truck for 5 hours, for example, that would bore me to death, because that's not why I'm playing the game, if that makes sense. Would I mind, like a lengthy truck drive? No problem. But something like 5 hours, like what are we doing? That's not my character. I'm not playing the role of a truck driver. My character's a criminal or whatever. So I think it also depends on your intention as well, the intention of the game you're playing, and what your intention in that game is. I like how much traffic there is on the highway. I think this came in the last update. Increased highway traffic. It does make a difference, I'm surprised at how much of a difference it makes. Like it does make you feel like you're in a world, like a living world. And America, when it comes to highways, boy oh boy, this thing accelerates really quickly. Some stuttering, which I'm not too mad about right now, but if it continues on the next runs, then I'll be a bit annoyed. I reinstalled my graphics drivers and reinstalled the game in its entirety recently. I find I keep having an issue with NVIDIA Shadowplay, which is what I use for my recordings, where it will be fine, and then out of nowhere, the video playback, it will record fine. It won't tell you there's a problem, but then you watch the video back, and the seconds are skipping. So it'll be like 1 second, then 4 seconds, then 6 seconds, then 7 seconds, then 9 seconds, and it's just horrible. I've wasted so many hours because of that. And so I found the only thing that fixes it is reinstalling, well, uninstalling the whole NVIDIA software, then using DDU to uninstall the drivers, and then reinstalling everything. But I'm thinking to myself, the next time it happens, I want to try just uninstalling the NVIDIA app and reinstalling it and see if that fixes it. Because if I don't need to uninstall the drivers, it's not a long process, but why would I be doing all of that if there's no need for it? Would be nice, obviously, if it didn't happen at all. But hey, this is what we've got on our plate right now, and we've got no choice but to eat it. I had a look at the Simra routes on Google Maps and it's so boring. Towns with a population of 10. Is that sarcasm, or like, did you actually research that? Because from what I see in Simrel, that is believable. The towns really do look like they host about 10 people. Even 10 people is generous. 10 people with like 4 people, 4 households, four people households. Hello, Mr. TOES. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm not too fussed about the starters this time around, Dommy. But like I said, if they continue afterwards, then it will be a problem. I really like how much highway traffic there is. I'm really surprised that it sticks out the way it does. It's very noticeable. An interesting thing to add in an update, I'll be honest, considering the game. I mean, like we saw at the beginning in the tunnel, the pantograph. Sorry, the wires. There's more important stuff. I'd rather that be fixed than the traffic, instead of the traffic being fixed and maybe the wires never being fixed. It's an interesting like priority list that seems to go on at DTG. I'm not too sure. I don't know how the lists are compiled, but yeah. Anywho, doing 7 plane crashes this weekend. Listen, you got to start from somewhere, Hank. Now, I'll be honest with you, mate. I can't say I crash as often as you do in the times that I've played. But listen, you got to start from somewhere. I mean, I keep it simple. And I stick to my my Cessna. I do my short haul flights, and that's it, But maybe if I was to, turn all the assists off, go to something like an A380 or whatever, maybe that would be problematic. So, pick your poison. Play it safe and have a comparatively boring experience, or increase the risk a little bit. Never have my mobile phone provider contacted me, right? I've had my phone contract. I've been on phone contracts for about 11 years now. Never in my life have I had a phone supplier. I've been with the same company anyway the whole time. I've never had them email me or text me and say, hey, this coming year, we're going to reduce your monthly price. Never. It's always increase. But to be fair, I'm very happy with the service. And the prices I'm paying, I think, are reasonable as they are. And even with the increases, will remain reasonable. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain. Hey, Cora, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you? I will check the M's, Nabil. What have you got in store for me, boss? Flew from Hawaii to San Francisco. Somehow you forgot to fuel up. Hey, again, got to start from somewhere, man. See, now you've made that mistake, I don't think you'll ever make it again. Or I would hope to, I would hope so anyway. How the hell did you get that frame thing, Nabil? Yellow is what we're getting for Vodge 2. Okay, that seems pretty decent. That looks like quite a lot of track to run. What are the purple? Are those tunnels? The little purple sections? And I'm assuming the last picture is that the no, that's in Warsaw. I was gonna say is that the part that we're missing? But that's in Warsaw that we're missing that. Oh wait, I got a penalty break. Is that penalty? Yeah, it did give me a penalty. See, this is my issue with these trains. Okay, so it wanted me to put the automatic brake on. Okay. Maybe we drive the automatic brake moving forward. I just wish I knew what percentage of braking it wants me to do. Of all the places I expected to be this past weekend, the police issue was one of them. What happened, Cora? Do you want to share? Most crashes were my 172 trying to do some bad weather landings. You know what? You're putting yourself in challenging situations. I respect that. And I'm assuming you've got at least some assists turned off, right? I can't really compare because all my assists are on. Not all of them, but the important ones that would test you. I remember I once flew a Cessna in bad weather, to be fair, but nonetheless I flew it with all the assists off, and I was like, whoa. It was the first time around that I was playing it. I couldn't believe the difference. I was so confident before then. I was like, raw, like, this ain't too bad. I'm not too bad with this. And I thought, but it seems a little bit too easy though. Went into the settings, lo and behold, everything was on, which I wasn't too happy with. I had just finished doing the whole training module, and I would have appreciated like a message from the game, either telling me or just asking me, oh, do you want to turn assists off or have them on? You know, you just completed your training. You may want to put what you've learned into practice. Would have appreciated that. Next leg is to Midway. Midway, is that in the US? But you've finished the US, no? Or were you in Canada? I don't quite remember. I'm sorry to hear that, Cora. I hope there's some progress in justice taking place, and I hope you're looking after your mental well-being. But I'm sorry to hear that, my man. I did, Nabil. Sorry. I see it now. After seeing what the VOD 2 DLC will add, I'm not feeling very confident. It seems to add only fairly small disconnected sections rather than a cohesive network, which isn't very satisfying. Well, I mean, I don't know. It adds to what we have already. But yeah, it's not its own network, if that makes sense. But if it was to be its own network, do you know how much more mileage we would have had? Would it have been? What I'm trying to wonder is if it would have been reasonable for the developers to do, basically. All assists are off except auto mixture. Okay. You know what? I think that gives me even more reason to, you know, not judge you based on your crashes. Oh, Tokyo and Seoul, you're going that way. Ah, sick. Sick. I saw some years ago, I saw like you know those like landing videos on YouTube where the games are like, they've got like graphic mods on and it's 4K and it just looks incredible. And I think someone landed in Tokyo, but they did like the whole like 10 minutes of like approach, and it was incredible. So cool. So cool. I don't know why I remember that. Midway is a tiny island, but you need it against range of Japan. Aha. I've never heard of it. Is it US territory? Also, like the real approach using the charts and such. That's honestly, for me, the only way to, in my opinion, the only way to play something like Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane or just any flight sim in general. That's why I'm just getting a bunch of Navigraph emails, because I made an account to start having like a little bit of a look at what was available on that front. But yeah, I've done that thing where I was playing it for a while, really got into flying, started looking into little details that I just kind of ignored previously, and then I just haven't played it now for like a month, I think. It's a US island. Nice. Chartfox, is that a free service? I haven't heard of that one. Considering that any major station which could be a potential terminus doesn't really matter in this game, it wouldn't have mattered if they had built the route. And how big would that be in comparison to what they're giving us? Like, would it have been double, triple, just 50% more? And yeah, I think a major station would be a reasonable terminus, like, or at least like a driver change spot. And I wonder if the devs would end the run there anyway, or make you drive further and then just despawn you. Like for the services. For the services that end in Warsaw now, or in the Warsaw area, for the driver, for us, they could just have the like our service end in Warsaw, and then let the train go off map. I don't think that would be too difficult to implement. I don't think it's a no-brainer as well. Rather than you unload, you're there for 5 minutes in Warsaw, in all the stations, and then you close the doors, start driving for 10 seconds, and then your train despawns. Okay, I'll have to check afterwards. I won't be able to check right now. So I don't know if we're gonna stop here, go to diesel, and then continue on, or if we're like gonna go back to where we started, but under diesel power. Guess we're gonna find out. I wonder if they've put more cars in the parking lots, or whether this is just placebo, because it looks like there's a lot more cars than you would normally see. Oh, I don't think anytime soon, Hank. I don't think anytime soon. I was even just thinking about sim racing this morning. I did some driving yesterday. I set a new record on No Hesi again, although for some reason it hasn't shown up on the website. So hopefully I'll go from like top 3% to top 1%. But I was thinking about sim racing this morning, and I was thinking it's likely, probably after the twins arrive, because I'll be taking a little break. You know, when they first come. So then when I come back, then maybe like I go hard into sim racing. I say hard, like I'll do my train sim first, and then the second streams will be sim racing streams. I was just toying with the thought. And then depending on how hard I want to go into that, like into sim racing, then maybe like from Thursday and maybe Thursday, Friday, maybe Thursday onwards, let's say, because Saturday streams are 50-50. Thursday streams onwards, then I do sim racing in the morning. Okay, we're heading back. Now time to head back using the diesel mode, move to the other locomotive, then change the power to diesel. Please show me how to shut down this thing properly so that I don't fumble. Okay. Automatic brake to handle off. I guess I'm going to release the independent brake. See, there's something that it should tell me. Rather than have like a defined like set of instructions, the train should check, okay, is this on? Is this off? And then like tell me appropriately what I should be doing. Because what if I just left the independent brake on? I don't know if it would have done anything. It could have done nothing. But if it would have done something, and then I go to the other side, can't get the train moving, and I'm just wondering like what the hell's going on. Okay, I was wondering if we were going to turn the diesel engine on from here. I guess not also. Just to be safe, I usually turn these off. It doesn't happen anymore, but there used to be a bug where if safety systems were on one end of your train, you would go to the other side and drive the train from there, but you'd be affected by the safety systems on the other side. So because you're not acknowledging something, you'd get an emergency brake, of course, and yeah, we just cook you completely unnecessarily. I still agree with headlights being on bright. Disagree, sorry. I'm gonna change it to dim. I just cannot. It's just very difficult for me to believe that in reality they're driving with their headlights on bright. And this is the US as well. Like the headlights, when the headlight sets are bright, their headlights are bright. So, the fault reset button. Where is that? Is it on the screen? No, it's there. For 6 seconds. Okay. Gonna hold it on for a little bit longer. There we go.
Requested. Press the fault reset push button for 3 seconds to confirm.
What a weird way of changing over to diesel.
Transition into diesel mode started.
You know, when you have your class 805, for example, the recently released, or any like electric train
Diesel mode engaged.
in the UK, you know, if you want to switch to diesel mode, there's a little button that says diesel on it, or you have like an engine start button or whatever it may be, to let you know that, hey, this button specifically will turn the engine on. It will make the train run on diesel. Now, can you tell me how a button labeled fault reset has anything to do with turning on the diesel engine? Very odd. Very, very, very odd. Summit contest. Boy, oh boy. You know, it saddens me to say, but what a throwback. What a throwback. I haven't honestly listen. My like indicator for whether like how much belief I have that I'm gonna play a game is whether I uninstall it or not. And for now, the Crew Motorfest is still installed. I've uninstalled the Crew 2 though, so I think that's a little bit concerning. But all in all, having Motorfest still installed is hopeful. Subway Sim checks if you have something offer on when giving instructions. I would say you to do something again if you change it, for example. That's it. It's as simple as that. That way nothing is missed. And it allows you to also perhaps learn something as well. Not find yourself stuck. Subway Sim is always going to be a very good comparison in my opinion, because they both this and that run on Unreal Engine, albeit different versions, but the versions aren't different enough that you wouldn't be able to compare the two. In Amsterdam, 2 switches failed since Friday. Since Friday. What's the reason that they haven't been sorted out throughout the entire weekend? That's ridiculous. When did you start playing regularly, Nabel? Or did you just never stop? Because I know you weren't doing like the grand races, but I don't know if you ever stopped playing the summit stuff. I do want to come back, you know. I do want to come back, and I think because I haven't touched it at all since I last played it, and I think if I do, there's a good chance that I'll come back to it. I just need I just need a hit, you know. I just need a hit, and the addiction will start right back up. You always did the summit contest, fair enough. My skills will be rusty. My skills will be rusty. And you know what, bro? I'm happy that you don't stutter anymore. But I'm still pretty sure. I know we spoke about it, but I don't remember how the conversation went. You would always be fine in the grand race, but it was only when we'd be in a crew together, then the lag and the stutter would begin. But I think without that, if I remember correctly, you were good. Oh, you started to do it on your own, man. So have you tried it in a crew at all since the stuttering stopped? I don't know why Axes is red. Like there's a red light on it. See, calling it... Okay, so calling that label Axes Isolation is not right. It should just be called Axes. Because if it's labeled Axes Isolation and I have it on, then technically that's saying that the axis is isolated. Quite basic, to be honest. They go to an event where cars are driving cars. I mean, I feel like... I don't know, with the Monkey's Kitchen antics brought her a step closer to, well, not being a main character per se, but it brought her more into the spotlight. which was nice. It was a nice little touch, but I don't think. I think it would just be cringe if they tried to push her anymore. And realistically, if they ever bring in Tesla, which I'm actually surprised they haven't. Does Tesla feature in any game? I've just clocked. I don't think Tesla by default features in any game. Does Elon Musk just have something against like his cars being in games? I was gonna say, if they ever bring in like a Tesla DLC or they bring that into the game, then she could like intertwine with the autopilot and then have that as a feature in the game. Was Tesla in? Oh no, Tesla was in Forza Horizon. Tesla's been in Forza Horizon before. I know it was in the game once upon a time, but I don't know if that's still the case. Season 9 will follow in March 26th and will deliver the biggest content ships in the franchise. Oh yeah, the RC cars. You know what? Maybe I used that opportunity. Maybe like 2 weeks before, right? So I don't know if we have a date in March. Actually, tell a lie, that's gonna clash disgustingly with the arrival of the twins. If I can, then I'll start playing like a couple of weeks before. So then I'm not completely like brand new and super rusty when the update drops. Like I'll be warmed up a little bit. I need somebody to create a mod that automatically sounds the horn and the bell when necessary and then turns it off. I just can't be bothered with US routes. I think like something like this, if I'm not mistaken, I would need to like on. I know it's the case on Long Island Railroad as well. Maybe something like Harlem Line. But if you're not stopping at a station and you're driving past, you have to sound your horn past every station. And I'm not going to talk about how the freight trains have a whole. The freight train horns have lyrics. Quite easy than the UK and Germany. High tone, low tone. Or if it's just one tone, you just hold it for a few seconds. That's it. Like, simple. And it does the job. The funny thing is, upon all the music that freight trains do when they sound their horns, like approaching a crossing, for example. Bro, how many people still drive their cars on the tracks anyway? Like, it doesn't help. If the people are dumb, people are dumb. There's nothing that you can do, bro, except physically moving them. That's gonna save them. RC cars meta. You know what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'll be honest though. As it stands, if I do start playing it again, it would take like some. Not. I won't be forcing myself, but like I'm not motivated to play. Like I'm still subscribed to MGC. And so I see every week, at least once, twice a week, I see his content. So I'm aware of it. I haven't just forgotten about the game. I see that there's a new summit, and I see the car, and the thumbnail looks all cool. But it's just not enough to reel me back in, man. Which is it's so annoying because I was like, I don't know, 10. I want to say 10 wins, but I wasn't far from Diamond, basically. Diamond 1. Or Platinum, or... No, sorry, Legend. I wasn't far from Legend. And, like, I put in the work to get to that point, and then just stop playing. That's wild. And by now, I'm sure a lot more people are sweats. And the competition's a lot tougher than it was before. What rank are you? You miss him, do you really, bro? Last alive 3rd of January. What? Okay, that's a bit strange. I hope the guy's good. Because him, if he's still playing, maybe he's just playing and not streaming. There was another SSR guy that showed up on Twitch when I was at work at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. He sent me another DM. Sorry, I just saw the Simra one. Oh. But see, that alone, that stretch of track alone, is bigger, or is about the same size as both the 2 separate tracks that they're bringing. If you put the yellows together, it looks like it would more or less be that length. So you're looking at double the work, and I'll be honest, bro, it's taken them this long to bring what they're bringing. We would have been waiting until 2027, maybe 2028, to see that section. However, that needs to be the next map DLC, in my opinion. I think the next map DLC has to focus on closing gaps. So the Warsaw tunnel section, that section, and anywhere else that needs to be closed on the map currently. Because it's all good having 1,000 billion kilometers squared, but if lines and tracks aren't connected as they should be, there's not really much point. I wouldn't be mad if the axes speed limits were visible in on the track monitor, so I don't have to be worried about emergency braking or penalty applications. I had a coffee already. I didn't want to make another one, but I think it's necessary. Wish there was a little bit more joint sounds. Yeah. It's my first time seeing this train bellow out smoke like that. Cool.
Now, a real burning question from the game of 567 in our community is, will there be multiplayer?
Why is it so quiet?
Of course, things have been going too well, haven't they?
Why do I feel like that was really quiet? I haven't changed the volumes of the alerts. The fact that we haven't, I don't know if we're behind the train at the moment. I don't think so because of the green up ahead. But it's been fairly quiet considering where we haven't stopped anywhere. We've just gone express to point A to point B and are now going back to A. But I do have a feeling that they mess around with the timetable for scenarios. What do you tell the scammer, Domi? I am intrigued as to what scam this is. Actually, no, I know, because I think I've had the second process on Discord. I think they add you on Discord and then say, oh no, this is a different one actually. There's another one. I don't know if it's connected to this one, but there's another one that I've seen on Discord. Someone will add me, and then they'll say, oh, like, oh no, so yes, yeah, sometimes they'll add me on Discord, and other times there's some weird floating assets there. Other times they'll message me on Twitch, like they'll whisper to me, saying, oh man, you know, your content's great, it's this and it's that, but you're not really getting any viewers. You're not really getting any viewership. I know someone who can help you, and it sounds super legit. Like the whole thing sounds proper legit, but it always involves messaging someone, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, tell them so and so sent you." It's kind of crazy to me how elaborate certain scams can be. Like I used to put a lot of effort into like scams when I was a kid, but I'm talking like Habbo Hotel scams, you know, like little game scams like that. And I was also a kid, but I don't know how you can be like a mature age and invest time and energy and effort and research into scamming when you could just invest that same energy into something positive that might work even better for you and affect people in a good way. So rather than have people cursing you, they can be blessing you. It's interesting. There's another one that, oh my god. So with a lot of so when I first started trading, I started following a lot of people on Instagram who were traders. Like they make trading content and they have their own Discord groups. And so I joined a few, and what happens when you join those Discord groups is that accounts that have the same profile picture as the main person and a similar name, but they'll have like one extra letter, or they'll add like a full stop at the end, and then they'll come pretending to be the person. So I didn't know this, and one of them started talking to me when I joined the first one. And I don't know the main person like that. I just followed them on Instagram, saw they had a Discord, wanted to join the Discord and, you know, see what was going on a deeper level. So I don't know the guy's handle or anything like that. So one of them finds me after I joined one of these servers, and he just starts talking to me, but it's like super casual. And initially I thought it was like the main person. I was like, you know, how have you got time to be talking to me? basically, and giving this energy, this time to everybody that joins the Discord. So I thought it was a bit odd, but I was like, okay, you know, maybe I've just got the wrong idea of this guy. So I didn't really think too much of it. But then he started talking and talking and talking. And it was so casual. The conversation was so casual. He wasn't asking for any information. Like, real slow burner. And then he just started asking about, why do I trade? It was just like personal, not like personal, but just personal questions about like my specific trading journey. And then that's when, I don't know, I felt a bit funny. Not for any real reason other than, I don't know, I just started feeling a bit funny. And I was like, no, I'm not going to respond. And then the following week, maybe 6, 7 similar accounts tried to, sent me friend requests. And then I realized the play and I was like, okay. And then I joined another server and the exact same thing happened. It's crazy, man. That as a being, as a personality, as someone who breathes, is alive, and has some sort of their own life, you will find somebody and pretend to be them, but not just like on a quick kind of thing. No, you'll pretend to be them, and you'll be them for days and weeks. That's odd. That's odd. Very odd. I think I'm going to max out my braking at 70% and see if that's fine. I know like 64 or 68% is a lot of it's a suppression on other trains, other US trains. Well, I mean, the bit to Chestrova, if I've pronounced it correctly, if I haven't, I don't really care. That section seems about double of the yellow in that line by itself, so like a quarter of the whole thing. Also, so yeah, I guess it would have made probably more sense to do that than what they've done now. It's strange. It's strange. I wonder if ASR has discussed it at all or seen some discussions of it in the forums and maybe can explain potentially why that wasn't done. Voj Kalikan said this. I'd have to check. I'm not checking I haven't checked the map, so I don't know. I don't know which line that is. Whether it's the top one or the one on the same line as Chestova. Either way, my point about it making more sense to go there than not going there still stands. I hope there hasn't been any contemplation by the devs to do anything about the buzzing. on the CD163. I feel like if a lot of people refund it because of that reason, they might feel inclined to make some changes. But realistically, they're not a company struggling for money, so I feel like that would just be greedy and nothing else. I'm not gonna lie. That does seem like an ASR response. Yeah, bro. There's no. I just realized something. Okay. I was gonna say there's no suspension things on here, but there is, but very, very minor. Like, I'd expect the train to bounce a little bit more going over those switches and make some more sound. Let's see what it sounds like on the outside going over them. That is quite the thought, Hank. That is quite the thought. I mean, I don't think it makes a difference, really. Either way, you smell it quite quickly. So be it on your back, be it, having it on your front. I don't think it would make too much of a difference. But again, that's quite the thoughts, quite the imagination you've got there. You can tell that when they place these assets, they just went plop, 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 plop. Like, there's no, like, look, they're exactly, or they just like copied and pasted them, or I don't know, something. But like, you've gone through the effort of having these, having these assets here. And look, just copy and paste. Look, there'll be 4 in a row or 5 in a row, and then 1 separate at an angle. 5 in a row, 1 separate at an angle. You've gone through the effort of having those little assets there, which is really nice. Really cool, really nice. But then you ruin it by doing it like that. Why? Like, at that point, honestly, I'm borderline thinking, don't do it like that at all. Don't do it like that. Don't put them there at all. I'd rather have no assets than have assets that are blatantly just copy pasted in that manner. Always so close yet so far with this game, man. Oh snap, I'm going into the buffers. Oh, I'm going straight past the buffers. Oh, I'm in the platform. Huh. That's quite the sight. The brakes just stopped working at some point. We were slowing down, and then the brakes stopped. We just stopped slowing down. That's really cool stuff, man. Nice. Now I assume we go in reverse. I'm just gonna reverse it. I'd have lost a full hour. Absolutely not, dummy. You forget that I have God mode. And I do not allow myself to get violated in such a way by the game. I will load right back in and then complete scenario instantly. You are crazy if you think I'm letting all that time be wasted. Bro, there's no way. I'm sorry, but there's no way people are leaving their phone watermark on their pictures. It's got to be paid. It's got to be paid advertising, right? But it's always been the case, my man. It's always been the case. Somebody posted a Threads post recently, and they posted a document, or it was a screenshot that had their entire address just there. I will never get violated by TSW, dummy. Well, you know what? No, I have been violated by it, but I now know better. So it was one of those things that needed to happen, you know. And we're all the better for it. Bro, what are we waiting for, man? What am I waiting for here? I don't know if I'm actually waiting for something or not. I don't want to like 4x the time and sort of break the immersion. He says that he's reversing 900 yards. Damn it. The entire address, bro. Like I'll be scrolling through Instagram and then I'll just randomly get like, it will randomly like advertise threads. Every now and again I'll see something vaguely interesting, and every time it's BS. Like Threads for me is just so full of BS and AI and AI slop and boomers that have no idea what they're talking about and what they're doing and how to use the internet. I saw something intriguing and I clicked on it. And usually when I'll click on the threads and then I'll go on the app, I just hang around there and I just sort of see what's there for like 30 seconds or a minute. And this one just caught my eye. This one just caught my eye. And I was like, hold on a minute. I think she was complaining. It was a woman that was complaining about, and she just looked like your average like 40-year-old like mum. And she was complaining about something to do with her water, either water bill or electricity bill or something. And to show the problem, she got on the app and just screenshotted it and then posted it. And the screenshots, they had her full name, full address, and then there were like a couple. It didn't like blow up, but the few people that commented, a lot of them were like, you know, maybe take this picture down because it's got your address in it. You know, maybe don't post your address. But she was just completely oblivious to it. Completely oblivious. And that's how those people just get scammed, you know. Like, we can laugh all day at Microsoft scams and how silly and obvious they are. But bro, people fall for them every single day. There's barely any joint sounds, bro. There's nothing. That's so poor. You're not going to tell me these trains are silent in reality going over these. Come on. That is so bad. What? In reality, the bill is closed. Like they're making there are joint sounds, but they're very, 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 very quiet. Very quiet. Oh wow, interesting. You know, once upon a time, I would have considered maybe Simco would have gone to the depths to remove the carts from there in game, but I've lost that faith, man. That level of like faith I had in them, it's long gone. Nice work, engineer. That's the test run for today complete. Let's see how you did today. I mean, I've got no idea like what level of depth they actually go to in their sims. I know, and I know you say that in jest, but who knows? Like, complete your first scenario in standard mode. What are you talking about? Shut up. I don't know what level of depth they go to in their professional sims, but I've never doubted them. Like I expect and I'm assuming, based on how Simra was taken care of some years ago, that they're on point with their professional sims. Absolutely on point. I would love to see if it exists some footage on YouTube of the software of their professional software running. Like there's a reason they'll win these contracts and stuff, They're doing something right. Tram sim? I mean, when you say tram sim, are you talking like CTS? Because that's never coming to the channel. But there are trams in OMSI. But I don't know when that's going to come. There's trams in... Are there trams in Trains in Classic? I don't know. But there's trams in Roblox. That's more likely than anything to come. But CTS, for example, itself, nah, never. Never, never, never. Developing CTS was the first mistake. I completely forgot about Tram Sim itself. My brain just completely relegated that. But yeah, that's a myth. Tram Sim was a good foundation. Really? Because after CTS, I just... Like I said, I just relegated it mentally. It would be nice if games like that were open sourced, rather than just being like development stops, and they just become relics. and just completely abandoned. It would be good if it was open source to the community, and the community takes care of the rest. Like you look at something like there are a lot of games that are like this, but the only one that I've directly experienced is Richard Burns Rally. Richard Burns Rally was a rally game that came out in 2004, I think, for PS1 and PS2. I don't know how it was brought to PC, whether it was an official port or not, but regardless, the community took care of that game, and to this day, it's arguably the most realistic rally sim to exist. The only area it doesn't succeed in is graphics, which of course is not a surprise. But in terms of the physics, the feel, the force feedback, it's, yeah, majority of rally enjoyers would say, virtual rally enjoyers would say it's the most realistic rally sim. Like it became something that officially, at the hands of the first party developers, it never would have, it would have become. Community asked for modding since day one. Even the bus, I feel like if modding in the bus had come, well, I mean, it's not even in the game properly yet. If it came maybe a year after the game's release, I'm talking like vehicle modding, I think it would be a different, not entirely a different story, but it would have a lot more of a chance than it does now. Subway Sim 2, the same thing. I don't know if modding was available in that game from day one. I don't think so. But to be fair, there's not enough people playing that anyway. Domby, it's funny that you mentioned the Aculock on Discord, because that's what I'm gonna be playing when I play Subway Sim 2. Like that's why I'm playing it at all. I'll do all the scenarios, maybe do some timetable runs, like some career scenarios, and then I'll stop playing Subway Sim 2 again. Or I don't know, maybe it will suck me back in. I don't know. I think I've come to the conclusion that I just can't play the game at 4K at 60 FPS no matter what my settings, and so I have to try and be content with, you know, FPS in the 40s to 50s, which I think I can do. I think I can do that, or I'd like to think so anyway. Yeah, it was all the whole thing was very strange, like the way they're moving, and it potentially smells of some desperation as well. And it's like, rather than make the game better, they're trying everything outside of the game to try and save it, if that makes sense. Very weird. Maybe there's some connection between the devs and the YouTuber, I don't know. But it all does seem a little bit suspicious, to be honest. We've got an Amtrak on the right hand side that we're running alongside. Oh, I thought Kula was a vagina. But yeah, I knew it wasn't obvious like what the content was gonna be. I don't think it would have added any value if I had said that in the schedule. I think yes, it's a different experience from the passenger services, but to me, ultimately, Subway Sim 2 is Subway Sim 2. So, like it's not like it's bringing in new routes, like a new train, yes, but I don't know it just isn't an expansive enough DLC for me to really differentiate it from just a regular session on there. Renting an office at the border of Germany and Austria to receive German funding. Like, really? I feel like you've told me this before and I just forgot it. But I feel like I'm hearing it again for the first time at the same time. Wild. Archeolog was supposed to release a Subway Sim 1. Yes, I remember you saying. And that's why you had no faith that it was gonna come to 2. But hopefully it's a sign of, you know, good things happening in the game. I don't know. However one would like to word it, you know. See? Always end up slowing down way beyond what you want to because the system doesn't let you release the brakes until you've hit the speed. So you have to stay on the brakes until you get to 45 in this situation, and then you can release the brakes. Now in any normal situation, you want to slow down to 45, you'd release the brakes at like 48, 49, depending on how hard you are on the brakes. And then as the brakes are releasing, the slowing down starts to ease off. Very annoying systems. I'm not going to go as far as saying I can't play with that, I can't play with them. I can. Just a bit of a pain in the arse. Oh, we crashed. Huh, X input. This is a new one. X input. Has that got to do with my controller? Has that got to do with my controller? It can't be, right? Why would my controller cause an issue? Can't be. Oh snap! Game update. Is that a game up? Oh, it is a game update. Huh. On the preview build, why are we getting an update? What is it for? Domio and Nabil, are you able to check if your game's updated? If this is the preview build though, it can't be for Great Western Express because it's not coming yet. Yeah, but not every day though. There's not an update every day. They're not from Austria, wouldn't be eligible. Yeah, the buses thing was weird. the the buses thing was weird. What was this for? Because you know what? I don't have, in terms of like mods for US routes, I've got a few. I don't have many though. So I'm trying to think, why did it crash? Could it be because of the update? I don't think that would really make much sense. You know what, Nabil? I like testing your theories. They seem to work most of the time. So cool. Remind me at the end, and I will do that. Okay, I don't see it. Nothing's been announced in our Discord. Okay. Oof. A lot of news coming from the US content, eh? A lot of very interesting news. Could the update have caused the crash? There's no way. There's no. Oh man, it's got me bugging out, man. Morristown. How would Morristown be crashing? Ah, it could just be like a one. It's an annoying thing. It just could be like a one-off. I mean, I've got some American stuff, but specifically for Morristown, HSB 46 V2. Does HSB 46 show up here? It doesn't. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I need to know what station we were going to. I think that might give us a clue. Or it may not. Ah, to be fair, I've got a bunch of Amtrak stuff. But we saw the train. And we saw I guess Amfleet is the the wagons, right? Like we saw the Amtrak train driving. That was fine. That didn't cause a problem. So it can't be the 64. Can't be this one. Although I'm gonna try and remove them anyway and see if that changes anything. I'm gonna turn my window on. Turn my window on. Open my window. You know what, bro? It's not so much abandoning ATS. Like, because after the schedules change a little bit, right? So Wednesday, I don't stream anymore Wednesday evening. And Thursday evening, I don't stream. Friday evenings were like 50-50. So those would have been the evenings I would have driven on. Like, those would be my driving evenings. And I'm back on Simrel. So even if I was to have moved them to, like, Monday and Tuesday, I'm playing Simrel now. So it's not so much that I've abandoned them. I guess it's that they've just been squeezed out, really. It's good that I don't have much US stuff, to be honest. But if I remove the Amtrak stuff, okay, this is for New York Trenton. This is for the SD70, which doesn't show up here, I don't think. Ah, see, could be one of these. No, these are NYT. Oh, but NYT ALP 45. Is it the NYT ALP 45 that shows up in Morristown? That's Sherman Hill. This is a US one. I've got no idea. USHA. No idea. See, look, this. Okay, it's not these, because these are for the ALP 45. These are for the train that I'm actually driving right now. I do see I've got a sound mod for it though. Maybe that's messing with the joint sounds. Maybe that's what's messing with the joint sounds. So I can't even, like, with confidence say the train's bad. Harlem, Long Island Railroad stuff. So I'm thinking it's either the Amtrak stuff. Do any freight trains show up here? Not yet, Nabil. Not yet. I took a heavy loss last week. Heavy loss. 700. So I'm gonna go back into it in middle of this week. Start building up my account again, and hopefully get it to a point where I can take money from there and then invest in metals, that would be cool. That would be the ideal situation, so that not everything's coming directly out of my paycheck. Okay, see, there's a bar. Ugh, there's more than there's more than I thought. I don't know. Like I'm seeing SD40, SD70. I don't know if there's any freight locos on Morristown. I really don't know. I just don't know. Where's that seller? All the seller stuff. Okay. You guys plus what else did I see? Where was it? Yeah, so that Amtrak stuff as well. And there wasn't much more. I'm just gonna remove the stuff that I know is like US for sure. I'm just gonna leave the LP45 DP stuff. That's the branding. That's the branding mod for not the Cow Pass. The other one that got unbranded recently. Right, let me take these out. Actually, I should even take out all the freight loco stuff. But they've escaped my eyes. There's one there. You know what? Let me take you out as well. Metrolink. It's PIS improvements. I don't know. I'm gonna leave the LP45 DP stuff in, just because if they were causing any issues, we would have done nothing there so far. I know for a fact the Harlem M78, Long Island Railroad M3, they don't show up at all. So I'm confident in those not being the problem. God damn it, stupid locos, I've lost them. ES44. Okay, that will have to do for now. That will have to do. Hopefully we're good enough to get cracking. Thank you very much, Nabil. I don't know why I'm not getting like I'm not getting anything for it. Like alerts wise. I don't even think it's like 1 cent. Okay, so things are working. Cause I think even for 1 bit, it should still show up. But it's only TTS that requires 10 bits. Oh, stupid AI. Oh my god, man, AI slop. There's like a delivery company that I signed up to work for them, but I never actually did. And apparently they had some sort of issue paying their drivers. And this is how it begins. Hello. We would like to apologize for the payment issue we experienced between the 27th and 31st of January 2026. This was due to a system error with our payment provider, Unipass. That sounds cool. That sounds fine. And then one line. No, you can't see it. But the next line says, "Here is the explanation, dash, not an excuse." It's like they don't even hide. I think it's like a bunch of boomers that just copy paste from ChatGPT, and they don't even they can't see that this sounds very AI. Although, you know what? Maybe it's not AI. Because I've seen a spelling error. Either way, it's bad. Sounds like Volker. One Twitch bit is worth 1 US cent to a streamer. I mean, hey. Like you said, it's a start. I don't know if the start has a finish. But you know, it's a start, isn't it? I would have really liked to see what this little update was about. So that was this one. To Hoboken. Okay, so if I go here, spawn on foot at Hoboken. Let's see if we'll crash. Oh, bro, you're still thinking that they might, you know, some might get paid. That's not happening. Oh wait, but our scenario was in Hoboken. What the hell has caused this crash? Even the X input was really weird. On the Unreal Engine, like crash thing. I don't know how the hell you get out of here, by the way. Oh, it's a bridge, isn't it? Yeah, bro, we've been here. We've done all of this. I'm gonna use this tunnel. Stuck on something. What is it? Why can't I go over to the I can't cross the bloody track. I need to go to the middle of the track. The hell is this? I just forgot like a layer of ballast. Okay, anyway, Hoboken is fine. I don't know why we crashed. For some reason, the only two loading screens I'm seeing is this one and the elephant one. I'm trying to go, Dobby. I'm trying to get to that, and it's just not flipping letting me. There's just like so many blocks on the track where your character gets stuck. Ridiculous. I should probably do that as well. If there were any invisible walls. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna try that. Let me just try that again real quick. I'll try and use the other tunnel or something. We were like what, 3 miles, I think, or something like that from Hoboken. I can click the circle on the map. What do you mean I can click the circle on the map? Or the mini map? What on the when I'm selecting my service? Pieces has been 8% off the whole journey. Has it actually though, or is that just an old is that not just like an old loading screen they haven't changed? I don't understand. I don't understand why there's no like jump function as well, you know. What's the next station down? Jesus Christ. See, I don't know whether I was coming. No, 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 no. That's off map. Okay, so I must have been coming from here. What's this? Meadows Maintenance Yard. Was that where I crashed? I feel like I'm about to get killed. How do you teleport again? I forgot how you teleport. There's a way to teleport. Like you open up there's like another menu that opens up. I forgot to open up that menu. It's not in seller. Oh yeah, it's just an old loading screen then. But can I teleport like through here? Oh nice. I thought you have to go to like somewhere on the platform to do that. Okay, so we're here fine. Why are the cars here? How did these cars get here? They couldn't have come this way. Hey, thank you very much, Kyler, for the raids. And they're not going anywhere here. So why are they here? Welcome, Cardinians. Welcome, Cardar. Hope you had a great stream, my man. Right, where's the main track? Where's the main line? Shouldn't be an invisible wall. Shouldn't be invisible walls anywhere. What use is the game tools mod if it's gonna block me? Yeah, I need to get all the way across. Cardigans. I've got. Why is Game Tools not turning off these? Oh look, look, more random vehicles. Why is Game Tools not turning off these invisible walls? I don't think these are the tracks I want to be on. I don't think it's the same. It's the same account, Domi. I think it's a different account. Oh no, I'm right where I want to be actually. I think this is where I want to be, right? Am I going the wrong way? I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna load that. I'm gonna load that route and just auto complete it and move on to the next one. I have activated it, Nabil. I activated it initially, I then got to the wall, then I turned it off and turned it back on again, and it hadn't done anything. I need to check my mastery overlays, see if I've got any mods that I haven't activated. Why are there just a few? Oh, these are only the mods. Interesting. Makes sense because I'm not logged into Dovetail Live. Anywho, let's quickly finish that. We can get onto the scenario. Yeah, exactly. What were you playing today, Carter? TSC, the bus. OMSI. Yeah, literally straight from here, express to Hoboken. Interesting. The new tower simulator. A tower simulator. New or old? It's the tower simulator that's throwing me off. Oh, it's actually called Tower Simulator. Okay, and what do you do? Do you build towers? New twin towers. Today has been your day for twin tower jokes, Dobby. Oh, ATC. That makes a lot more sense. Is it single player or is it a multiplayer thing? I don't know. Tower Simulator just sounds like you become a property developer. No power, no problem. Use the ALP45DP's dual mode power to complete a service where there is no overhead power. So basically, regular timetable service, but you switch to diesel. Good scenario. Or co-op with a friend and one does approach. Oh, you can do ground duties as well. Yeah, that does seem cool. Okay, so seeing as a single player only, how is it in terms of what it sets out to do? Good evening, engineer. There's been a power fault towards Summit with only diesel locomotives being able to travel west past Newark Broad Street. Drive your train to Secaucus and change over to the diesel power there before proceeding with the rest of your service. Open the door. Might as well just be on diesel power from now. Save us the hassle. It's got 10 different power ranges. This might be the smoothest New York pen I've ever seen in my life. it landed on the... So I have routes, and I also have like loco DLCs, and it landed on the AOP 45 DP, which was the deluxe loco for Train Sim Mod 6 for the Morristown line. It was interesting because before the stream I had accidentally spun and it landed on New York to Trenton, funnily enough 2 US routes, and I thought, oh, this would have been cool because I haven't visited that route in about 2 years or more, and it could potentially have done some Acela action. I don't remember what other trains run there, in all honesty. But I did feel like it was a shame that I had done that by accident. And I guess maybe I still could have used it, but I think I would like to continue the pattern of spinning the wheel on stream. Because then realistically I can just say, oh, I spun it before the stream and I got this and I got that. I mean, my conscience wouldn't let me, but it's possible. But yeah, the Morristown line, which is a route I think has been done really, really well. It's got some issues here and there, as does everything in this game. But overall, especially compared to a lot of the other US routes, it's been done really, really, really well. Yeah, exactly. They're a rare breed in TSW's habitat. So yeah, always a welcome sight. I just realized I didn't even consider a reaction stream when I was making the schedule. I'd want it to be on a Saturday anyway, which I've kept free, but it just did not cross my mind at all. Alright, Domi. That was very poor camera movement there. I need to know what technique drivers in reality use to avoid situations where you brake, or where you slow down way beyond the speed you actually wanted to slow down to. Good safety systems will just hold you at gunpoint on the brakes until you've reached the speed it's satisfied with. It goes so hard, and then you can't release it until you're at the speed. So by the time you fully released, you're over 10 miles an hour slower than what you were aiming for. In that situation, it worked perfectly, but that's a very rare situation. Whoa. For Simbro, that's a lot of time. Well, for you playing Simbro, that's a lot of time. How much longer until you leave it for 6 months? Right now, it's having its turn. We'll see how long it lasts. Don't need the wipers in here, although the game itself will differ and take points away because of that. Oh, we're going electric from diesel from here. They've started to, haven't they, Nabil? I think they've started to. I was playing on Friday, I think. Friday evening, you know. Arguably what should be peak time. And there were like 20 something drivers, or like low 30s. D1. Yeah, on INT1 it seemed to be a lot lower already.
Diesel mode requested. Press the fault reset push button for 3 seconds to confirm. Transition into diesel mode started. Diesel mode engaged.
So is it still relatively around where it was last week and the week before? Why is manual weather on? Why was that on? Why was it raining? I've never set manual weather to rain. How interesting. Good morning, Glendale. How are you doing? Evening will be more. Yeah, very true. Very true. Yeah, it's actually quite surprising that there's that many people playing right now, considering people are at school, work. Really? How many kilometers from Katowice to Taichi? What, not to go to school, dummy? I see how the speed limit is going down. Yeah, I guess that would be up to the driver to know to have route knowledge and know the speed limits and where they come into effect. But it would be cool to have the expected speed limit on the HUD somewhere. Similar to like how ETCS does it. ETCS gives you a countdown, but you also see where to, so you know what speed you're slowing down to. I mean, to be honest, Tommy, you've done all your exams. I'm not even sure why you're still going in. Are you gonna have more exams later on? You're doing okay, Glendale? That's good. $60 to $20, that's not much at all. I mean, it looks like a lot, but the numbers themselves aren't like a big deal. What's perm? I know sup is suppression. What's perm? It's not permanent. Oh, because you've zoomed it in. Okay. Anyway, it's still 10-20 kilometers, zoomed in or not, which isn't much considering the scale of the map. Oh, what? You still have exams that you need to do, Domain? So when they overload, see when like a place of education just overload you with exams. I'm not really quite sure what benefit that has. Why not just like spread them over the course of the year? See? That's a very a perfect example of the stupidness. I've reached the speed that that it's limiting me at 45. But because I haven't gone to the level of braking it once, it's not happy. I've brought it down to 45. I'm even doing less than 45. But because I haven't gone to the harshness of braking that it wants me at, it's not happy. So it's not really about the speed limit with this system. It's not about the train doing a speed limit. It's about braking. Stupid system. PZB doesn't care whether you brake hard or not. It cares that you're at 85, that you're doing less than 85 kilometers an hour or less than 70 kilometers an hour. Doesn't care how you do it. As long as you're doing 85 kilometers an hour, which the train deems to be safe, it will leave you alone. Hello, band. How you doing? The Bill, you have got me working today, haven't you, mate? Oh, mad, it connects back. It comes back around. Mad. So we could have a lot more logical runs than we do now. Interesting. I wonder if they'll ever tie those loose ends or not, or they'll just leave them as they are. I mean, in all honesty, Domi, I don't know, man. I don't want to be a bad influence, you know? But for me, as I understand education in this respect, you do your theory first across the whole year, or until the end of the module, and then you're tested on what you've been taught. Any learning or any teaching that comes after the exam is pretty baseless. There's not really much point to it. Unless the students really want to learn about this topic. Of which I assume is not the case. My nose has been extra itchy today and I don't know why. It's not runny, it's not blocked, just itchy. I'm gonna leave the lights on bright this time. Also gonna whip out the controller. It's time to kick back a little bit. Alright, Domi. I had a similar situation. We spent a whole year. Whoa. Rolling back. We spent a whole year. It was a business course. We spent a whole year learning the wrong thing. And we didn't know until the end. And they tried to like force us to learn everything at the very end. Like, what are we doing? Oh, 2 FPS. Oh my god, I thought it said apples. I was like, no way they're measuring something with fruit. Nice little sunset, you know. I don't know if they would, you know. I would hope so. I feel like they would see that as extra work. Like they would have their main parts for VOD 2 and maybe just deem anything else as just extra work. That's what I said before, like I hope that after VOD 2 they would then tend to these little places and sort them out. If they do it with VOD 2, great, amazing. But then they'd have to update the timetable, and I feel like they would have made some noise about that. I mean, they're going to update it anyway for the new section, so I guess it's an opportunity to do that. But ultimately, we'll see. For now, it's just speculation. excuse me, I can get rid of the HUD via my controller. Since when? I just want to open up the Bro, I'm just trying to open up this. Just want to see where we're stopping at. The E1 always communication. To be fair, I've witnessed some decent, I won't say necessarily good, but I have been witnessing some decent communication. That sleeping guy, the sleeping TikTok guy, his communication was good. Overdoing it here and there, but it was good. The rest of it has been decent. That is harsh. That is harsh. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're far from the truth, but ouch. That's not a comparison you want to be made with. Oof. That's rough. Honestly, I prefer it over crack. Like, what were we actually doing with Duckman, man? Stupidest thing I've ever witnessed in a game. Right. He's realistic and authentic. Right. See, the problem is he's not a train. He's not a CD163. That's the issue. I'm gonna see if it'll let me put the power on while still holding the brakes. Otherwise we start rolling back. It should do realistically. You know what? Maybe. No, I was about to say, like, maybe one of the mods that I removed was the problem, but with all of those mods in the game earlier, we were at Hoboken completely fine. It's true, you know. It's true. You've got high hopes. You're expecting them to build the Burj Khalifa. Meanwhile, they can't put a sandcastle together. I think I might start, you know, when new content comes out for TSW, I think I might start streaming it like an hour earlier, like on the embargo time. Brick by brick. Doing a summit starter guide, my guy. To be fair, it doesn't seem impossibly difficult to get platinum. However, for me, before I started using the guides, I would get a platinum maybe one in 3. Once every 3 playlists, I would get a platinum. And especially if the prize for platinum was a car. There's a group of trackside workers ahead. Sound the horn so they know we're about to pass. If the prize was a car, yeah, no chance, bro. No chance. Maybe you're talking about now. But like I'm talking before I even like put you on to Motorfest. It was rough. And yeah, to be fair, it did get easier. But it wasn't like guaranteed, and I certainly wasn't finishing when I would get it in like the positions I do now. Like I'd be like maybe 8,000th. No wait, what's the limit? 10,000. It used to be 10,000 and they changed it to 15,000. Anyway, I would just be in basically. And I could do it without a guide, but like I'd rather not. Because what that potentially means is if I'm struggling doing something over and over again, maybe missing a particular cut, a particular shortcut, a particular like trick that would make it easy. Like why would I put myself through that? See for me, there's levels, right? Something like Motorfest, it's not that deep. Forza Horizon, Motorfest, those types of games, it's not that deep. Like I'll happily take the easy way out. I don't get the same gratification from grinding as I would do in sim racing, for example. In sim racing, if I know there's a glitch or a shortcut or an exploitation available, I wouldn't make use of any of them. That's not really how the game should be played. But with something like Motorfest, there's not really any rules, man. I know platinum is platinum, but my point is, I wouldn't get it every single month, and when I would get it, I would just get it. It wasn't as easy as it is now, where I'm finishing 2000th in the world. It takes a special kind of brain to grind, you know. There's a guy who regularly streams Motorfest. He's like a Ubisoft partner or whatever. And he tries to like exploit, like he tries to find exploits and stuff. And I'm talking like something that has a 1% chance of working. He will keep at it until he finds that 1% chance. Proper like grindy sweat type of guy. And it's just annoying me. And I'll sometimes like stop by his streams. Oh, they're so painful to watch, man. Because for the sake of saving like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, bro is trying something over and over and over and over, and you could be at it for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, trying the same technique. And he'll have like hundreds of viewers. Maybe not hundreds, but like tens and tens of viewers. I don't get the fun in that, man. Not for a game like Motorfest. It's fun. Like the whole premise of that game, in my opinion, is that it's fun. It's a fun like arcade game. It's not that deep to be grinding and they're doing it all for things that don't really matter. Ultimately, you're getting platinum, you'll get platinum. You're not going to get anything for being first in the world, for example. Well, maybe some pride. But you're not actually going to win anything for it. Bro, that was the SSSR special. That was the SSSR special, bro. I come out the tunnel and I'm seeing guys flying above me, and then you're entering the tunnel and you're seeing guys on your side ramping up. You're thinking, what are these guys doing? And then you see them on the map and they're whizzing pop, bro. That was probably the only one of the ones that I knew about that I had no idea how to do. Like, I knew it existed, how you do it, where it takes you, how it works. I had no idea. There's levels, bro, indeed. You're telling me one of the S's in SSSR was shower. How can you shower? What time do you have to take a shower when you found something like that? You cannot tell me the first person to find that shortcut. Come on. Because you have to exploit to find something like that. Yeah, you have to exploit everything, every possible turn, every possible cut. If you can squeeze between these two trees, or if you can just cut this line. You know how many of them are like, bro, the airport one. There was a speed target thing in the airport, and to do it, you needed to jump onto a roof, and then you needed to bounce off something. You needed to bounce off something so that when you fly off the roof and you hit the nitrous, you fly all the way to the speed speed trap. Who found that, bro? Who found that? And what did they have to be doing? Like, what sort of experimentations had to be taking place to get to that level? I'm telling you, bro, the person that found it does, bro. Bro, you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't do both. Either you have good hygiene and you shower, or you find exploits like that. You can't do both. You can't be both black and white at the same time. How the hell am I going to slow down in time for this? I came in at 40 miles an hour halfway down the platform. I haven't stopped 30 yards before it. I came in hot. Also, I want to try something that I saw. Oh, no. Not you. Ah, right. I play in windowed full screen. What if I just played in windowed? And then I put you like this. What resolution would you give me? How bad would it be? What's the damage? What's the damage? I don't see what difference this would make. It's glitched out the overlay. I'm gonna see if that sorts itself out at the next one. I just want to see what it does for performance. I'm in the 40s. There's no point. If it's not gonna get me up to 60, there's no point. Because I knew we were below 60. I just didn't know exactly. How is this? How is this windowed full screen? How does this make any sense? Okay, now I can't change it. Game, what are you doing, bro?
Bro, it doesn't know. It doesn't know what it's doing. Why does it keep changing back to full screen? Bro, windowed at 2560 by 1600. That's what I want. He's going back to windowed full screen. What are we doing here, bro? I don't want full screen. No. Just give me windowed full screen, man. Just give me windowed full screen. Save, yes. I mean, did I not save already? I don't understand. Changes to very high. It's a complete mess. Why did you just type in chat? Yeah. I don't know what that update was. I saw it. I had no idea what it was. But yeah, nothing new, man. Them not posting it on Steam. Nothing new at all. Oh, you want to try to help me, bro? You're the only one that's been talking for the last like 45 minutes. I need a week. Shouldn't be too much longer. Got three stops to go. We'll make light work of it. Doing grand races. The only 2 slots I have in a day to play games is when I stream. And I've intentionally moved away from streaming 100 different games a week. So it's like when I come back to Motorfest, it will be a regular thing. No, yeah, I've got me thinking. Like, it's been on my mind. It has been on my mind. And I can't really avoid it. Every day they're atting everybody on the Discord, and then what they post ends up on our Discord. I can't avoid it, so I'm always like conscious of it. I don't know. Maybe this March update may reel me back in. We'll see. It's just that I have to be committed to it, right? Which means realistically, if I'm only going to stream 2 evenings a week, because it's not going to be a morning stream, so it's going to be an evening, which means it's going to be 2. Well, it's likely. Let's say it's most likely to only be 2 days a week. Those 2 days have to be this. Like if it's going to be Motorfest, it can really only be Motorfest, and you know how I am with competitive titles as well. I need to like be on it properly. Like Fortnite, for example, I can't just play Fortnite once every 6 months. Well, I mean I can. Let's say I can't play it once a month. and then I want to be good at it. I don't think the invisible walls mod works. Oh wait, I just didn't. Yeah, no, I don't think it works either on this route or on this build of the game. Well, because it depends on like how it affects the game, right? Like for example, the 423 liveries, the correct liveries, for it to appear specifically the way it does, and also potentially affects, like have the ebula, the ability to mess with the ebula properly and stuff like that. I feel like you need to go somewhere else. Like it's not just a pack, basically. That's why I don't know. I don't know if it's necessary to have it as it is now. But I think I understand why it's not just a simple pack. Was Game Tools a pack before? I never used to use it. There was another one that I used to use that was a pack that did roughly the same duty. I don't think it was Game Tools. You don't want to do all of that. Oh, and what? All the files would go into the DLC folder? Interesting. So something's changed then. The author's done something different. Because I'm pretty certain if they're all packs, you would just put them in one, like, as one thing and put it in the DLC folder. I'm so far away from my stopping point, but I think I'm just gonna take that out and just not look at the back of the train. Have you tried the 1.58 betas at all? For ETS2 and ATS, 1.58. Fair enough. Yeah, they're winning me over, bro. They're winning me over, man. I said I would resist. I would resist until the coaches and the cars all come out. But they're winning me over, man. I don't know it's good. I don't know it's good. I haven't tried it out myself. I haven't seen what like other people are saying. But the fact that it's a physics change is positive. And I'm looking forward to... Look how extreme that was, man. On a 1.5% gradient. I'm curious to see how even like car mods now react with the new physics. I don't know if like mod authors would know how to adjust for that or not yet. Like at least on the ATS side, things should be in place for that, or at least the foundations should be in place. It's going to bring us down to 20 in a minute at the next signal. I think it would be good to at least have an idea of the signals, because I'm pretty sure this set of signals means a 20 is coming. It means I can prepare beforehand. Terminating here, isn't it? We are indeed. The break-in's a little bit weird, man. I'm experiencing the same weirdness that I experienced a little bit earlier. You know what? I think you're right. So they've always been like intentional about mod about mod compatibility, but yeah, how on earth do you change the physics engine? Not engine, but you make changes to the physics and how they work, and and keep everything working fine. I don't see how they can do that. Right, I'm gonna quickly use the toilet. I really need to go. Then we'll come back. We've got half an hour to go roughly. Oh, I don't know if there's anything that. I think everything is like an hour plus. If I can't find anything worth 30 minutes, I might just do a cheeky. I might do a cheeky second spin, and then find a DLC that has a 30-minute journey mode run or less.
All right.
I'll be honest, man. I'm personally not. I don't get like. I don't think it's it's definitely a change from the old UI. I just don't think it's like. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad change. I don't think it makes the experience worse. And it's very customizable, so you know. And they've changed the UI. Well, they've changed the menu UI. No. They've changed the UI. Not in such an extreme way as they've done this time around. But they definitely have. Like, they definitely have made changes to it. In the past. You get used to it and you move on, innit? Roasting new. I'm pretty sure I've got nothing left to do there. I'm very sure. Yeah, 17, 17, 36, 36. So I can remove that one. Go again. Well, I mean, it's not customizable. Like, in terms of what you can have on your screen, it's completely customizable. I think my special button I've also completely done. $204. I'm not touching the 204 stuff. Like, for example, in terms of like the map. Like they've like like something like the map, for example, has changed. Like the way it looks, like when you have the map HUD. I mean, I don't think it's like that deep though. How am I getting New York to Trenton twice in one day? Also, just double checking the 158. It only appears on 5 Circle, right? Ooh, Edinburgh to Glasgow as well. Hold on just a minute. Okay, we got 20 minutes roughly. Can do this 12-minute one, then it's this other 12-minute one. They're both ECS moves, but so be it. Okay, cool. What I mean by customizable is the elements on the screen. They're customizable. Obviously, the main like menus themselves, there's not really much that you can like do to change them. I don't know, man. I just like, I know change can be difficult to deal with because you have to get used to something again. But yeah, personally, I don't think it's terrible, man. Did it register automatically? Yeah. Was this before the time of suspension? It's so weird seeing a train without it. Why does he have pink nails? I like that the guy's wearing like you can tell he's like an engineering crew rather than like a driver on a shift, which I like because I mean this is like an engineering move. Where are these wagons from? Huh. Okay, I guess I'll have to switch ends. Full service. Put her in off. Turn the wiper off. DRA on. Tail lights. Instrument lights can go off. And then I'll turn the safety systems off as well. Deregister. Isolate that. Isolated. Isolated. Why didn't the AWS make a sound? Or is it when I turn DRA off, maybe? No. Interesting. Alright, wipers, please. You have to hold it for so long for them to kick in. What's going on here? Why is it not... Where's the power? Okay, something's definitely wrong with it because the AWS didn't ding, and for some reason there's no power. I believe I shut down the cab correctly on the other end. What is your problem, mate? Okay. Let me reverse this then. Deregister. Is it possibly because I have the DRA on at the other end? No, because it's on here. This is the middle coach, which I haven't intervened with at all. So it can't have anything to do with that. Guess we just try and drive it then from the other end. Keep tail lights on. On this end, I thought I deregistered you. What? Okay, so it doesn't turn off. Cool. Isolate you. Off, master key off. Okay, pretty much how I found it. Isolate these bad boys. TPWS as well. I guess let's just try reversing it. It's not an engine thing, is it? Like, it's not like the whole thing, the whole train should be on, right? Yeah, it's on. Okay. Anywho. Did I get these sorted out? Nope. Doesn't make any sense. Ah, they left the master key on. Nah, surely not. Surely not. Surely not. I think it may have been that, you know. I left the master key on, I think. Yeah. God damn it. How? What a silly mistake. Hello, ASR. I'm doing well, mate. Thank you. How are you? That's ridiculous. Right. Headlights. Should just be releasing the brakes. And we're good to go, dude. Look at that. Magic. Real Madrid really fumbled last week. Did they lose by 1 goal again? What pickle have they found themselves in? Oh, sorry, Nabil. I did. From the comments, damage menu being moved to the pause menu. Must be some manually do the switches. Damage menu being moved to the pause menu. You can see how the goods are damaged within 2 seconds before. Okay, I didn't know they removed that functionality. In all honesty, so yeah, that's okay. Fair enough. That is bad. Can't reposition the widgets. I mean, moving the important info to the pause menu, moving the truck down. So now the little GPS is gonna be only a GPS. Ah, okay. See, I thought you were still able to see all the other information that you could before. Moving off from critical information pause menu. Yeah. Okay. In that case, then that's a little bit terrible. The best thing they can do is make it so that, you know, if it shows up in a window, for example. I can't change this. I can't change this lever. I can't even change this. What's going on? That's for this. Wait, is it? Yeah. I guess that one's not going to change because the train's there. Is that it? Okay, so why wouldn't you just let me do that from the train? They lost against Benfica in the last match of the Champions League classification. Last goal was scored by the goal. What? Did he header it in from a corner? Real Madrid losing to Benfica. That is quite the fall off indeed. Simograph. Could be anything at this point, mate. Could be absolutely anything. I've barely spent much time on this route. I don't think I've ever done, aside from, I think it was a from what I can remember, I think it was a requester route where I did one run on here. Even then, I'm not fully confident about that. AFCON drama finally over. I mean, the drama itself is finally over. What is this? The drama itself is finally over, but I think the rest of the African nation is gonna be looking at Morocco and Moroccans from a certain perspective, I think, from this. for a while. For a while. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. We'll see how events unfold moving forwards. But I think it may be a long-lasting effect kind of situation. No, and the sad thing is, like, eh, what real excuse is there for the behavior, man? Yeah, even if I wanted to defend it, what could I say? What could I say even if I wanted to defend it? What logical, valid excuse or argument could I make? Now you got the football players themselves trying to steal a towel. The ball boys trying to steal, like, what, like, bro, like, was this like, I don't understand, was this like in the changing room when they were discussing tactics and strategies, like they discuss, like it's very Moroccan of them to have discussed something like that. It's a very Moroccan thing to do. You wouldn't expect it in a professional setting, but ultimately it's a very Moroccan thing. But then for the ball boys to even be trying it as well. So now, so this has gone beyond the changing room, and I just wonder how did this collective agreement that this is what we're gonna do take place? Where did it take place? When did it take place? And they did it in the match before, you know. It's just that no one said anything about it, but they did it in the other match against Nigeria. It's just an embarrassment, man. And as far as I'm aware, the footballing ability itself has been pretty decent from Morocco. So what was even the need to be doing all of these little games? Nah, I saw that, but nah. That's bollocks. That's BS, man. It wasn't that at all. Because if they were worried about that, all they would needed to have done was unfold the towel. You know, like when you're at a beach and then you before you place a towel down, you like try to straighten it out. Anything hidden inside the towel, you do that, it will fall out. These lot were specifically trying to put the keeper in a compromised position. Just strange, man. Just strange. Very, very strange. And then I'll be reading through the comments of some of those posts. Like I clicked on some of them, and you're just seeing people like like the Moroccans just hard defending. And I understand, cool, you're Moroccan, you're defending it, cool, but use logic. Because at the moment you try to use logic to defend that, you'll realize there's no defense to make. Hey, so I don't like, you've asked me twice to read your last message. The first time you asked me to read your last message, I hadn't missed it. I hadn't even gotten to it yet, and now you've asked me again. Don't pressure me. If I actually miss it, like I skip over it, then fine. But you don't need to ask me to read them. I'll read messages, bro. I'll miss them if the chat's busy, but ultimately I will read them. But like, allow me to like talk as well a little bit, you know, not just like I'm not trying to record an audiobook here, where I'm just reading chat and then that's it. Then the stream ends. Match was important. Benfica managed to classify for the playoffs of the Champions League. Thanks for that match. Wait, so we're not even like. This is just preparation for the Champions League, and Madrid are already bottling it. Okay, it's one thing to lose by 1 goal last time, but this just seems like it's an end of an era. which is always a weird thing, to be honest. Like it happened with United, for example. When United just started doing badly after Ferguson left, it was very strange to comprehend. I don't think anybody could comprehend it. But it is what it is, like an era, you know. You look at like the Premier League 30 years ago and the teams that were there. It doesn't make any sense. But things change, you know, like Barcelona, at some point in the future, Barcelona are just not going to be Barcelona anymore. They're going to be Barcelona, but you know what I mean? Like the aura, that it's not going to have it anymore. Players leave, new players arrive, other teams develop. Some teams get worse, some teams get better. It's just the game's a game, man. Literally. Morocco was playing good until the penalty. Bro, there's no excuse for it, man. If they felt pressure, start playing well. You know, you do it the right way, not a scummy way. Real Madrid fans are crazy now. They spent like last 2 years completely mad. Other players better not to play. Yeah, welcome to the club, man. Tell them welcome to the club. Sounds very, very familiar. As a United fan, it's like it's one thing. It's like you know, it's very typical. It's very typical to do the whole old man shouting at TV thing. But bro, I'm telling you, yeah, you'd watch United and you can see that they're making mistakes that you know you wouldn't make. It's not just it's different. It's different when you're watching it from TV. No. The stuff that they were doing was just pure ridiculous. Yeah, I worked there. I had a shift there. I had a few shifts there actually. I used to work there. My brain tries to like block that out. But yeah, I used to work at Stamford Bridge. I used to do hospitality I used to work in a suite. And I had an incident there where I had the duty of standing at the entrance of the suite, with like a tray of prosecco, and I had somebody with me as well, and the tray was full. It was a big round tray full of like, you know, cute champagne glasses full of prosecco, and then I'm talking to the person beside me. We're having a chat. And then she tells me, I don't know, she said, I don't know whether it was a joke or something that she said that I found funny. And I laughed. I laugh at anything. I laughed. And then as I laughed, I think I tilted the tray a little bit. And then it was still full. And then it was just a domino effect. The glasses just knocking each other. I was just drenched in Prosecco. And then I went to my manager and I was like, yo, look. I spilled the drinks. I'm wet. Can I have a replacement shirt, please? And he was like, just wait for it to dry. And to be fair, it dried, and it didn't smell. There was no smell. Like it dried and it was fine. But that was just like hospitality here. I don't know how it is in other countries, but maybe even other cities. But hospitality in London, I've done it at Tottenham Stadium, Chelsea Stadium. I went to, I think it was like Nottingham or something, to work in a rugby stadium. So I've done a few shifts, and it was just all like, oh my days, bro. This is like, it's them place. Just get your money and go, man. Like there's no career to be made there. It's not a long-term thing. And you go there and you see everyone's like young, like it's just 18, 19-year-olds, or like low, like people in their early 20s. Over in London, bro. I mean, literally, like when I was doing all my delivery jobs required me to go around London, so like, I've literally worked everywhere, technically. Tell me which team has 15 Champions League title is from Madrid. Living off old glory. That's what they're gonna have to say. They're gonna be saying the same things when they're like 90 in the hospital beds, and then the nurse is like, "Okay, Raul, yes, Raul. Now here, take your pills." Earth has a conspiracy. Listen, it's painful. Falling from any fall from glory is very painful. You know, the year that we had Moyes and all the other teams were breaking records against you. They'd come to Old Trafford, a team that's never won or a team that's never scored more than a certain amount of goals or whatever it may be. Bro, week in, week out, teams were breaking records against United. So painful, man. So painful. Yeah, true saying, no, Bill. Actually, let's do that, man. There was a few things. There was an Israeli flag, and there was what else? There was Netanyahu. It was the Israeli flag, Netanyahu, and then Trump. It was those three, isn't it? The key, yeah. The key to success. Nah, I got you, bro. I know you got me as well. I know you got me as well. This is a matter of trust. I don't like it when I try to save a picture of Google Images and it's anything but a PNG or a JPEG. Like, what the hell am I gonna do with a WebP file, bro? What the hell's a WebP file? Hold on, I can't see chat for a minute. Pardon me. This isn't the Bills. This isn't the Bills' recipe to greatness. And I wholeheartedly trust him. All right. Right, last couple of chats. 50% of his goals were offsides. Mbappe. But it's funny to go. I feel like I've seen a few of those recently pop up on my Instagram. Maybe that was it. That's like triggered like a bunch of them to like go viral again. Of like goalkeepers scoring goals like right at the end. I should put an Israeli flag into your PC for those starting in TSW. I bet, man. Right, we're gonna test this method, see how successful it's gonna be. But until later today with some Simrel, and if I don't see you, then tomorrow perhaps with some more TSW. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay safe. Health is wealth, and until next time, peace out.